Good morning, boys and girls. I'm sorry if my voice sounds funny. I still have my cold going on, so if I have to stop and cough, I apologize right now for that. Today, we are doing a right from the beginning on a new story that we read called The Blizzard. And we really, all the teachers really liked this story. This little boy knows that there's a blizzard in his town, and he uses his Arctic survival guide to tell us the story of how him and his family lived through all the days of the village blizzard and how they survived. So it's really cool to see things like this going on because we don't get snow where we live, so it's really cool to hear stories of how others have lived or what they do when there is a blizzard or something going on in their town that we don't know about. So let's go ahead and get started with our right from the beginning on the story of the Blizzard by John Rocco and here it is. So, let's always start by putting our name. In my class, we say a little riddle called, "The first thing you do is always the same. You pick up your pencil and write your name." So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So we are going to start with the setting of the story. And the setting is in a story, which many of you know, answers the question, where does the story take place? So if you think back to the story, the cover gives us a pretty good idea. It's a little town that is covered in snow that the boy lives. And I went ahead and I think you guys did and read a little bit further to learn this is a true story, where it says, on Monday, February 6, 1978, New England experienced one of the biggest storms in history. It snowed for 2 days. By the time it stopped, parts of Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Connecticut were buried under 40 inches of snow. That's 4 times the height of this book. The wind was blowing 50 miles an hour and created snowdrifts up to 15 feet high. Where he grew up in Rhode Island, it took over a week for them to plow their streets. So, the setting of this story is a small town in Rhode Island where it snowed. So let's go ahead and make sure that we start our sentence with a capital A. And remember, when we do writing on these lines, we stop where the break is. So A, finger space, small, town, ow, ow. That's a tricky one. It's O-W. Town in. And Rhode Island is a state. So it is the name of a state. So we capitalize it. So make sure you put your finger space and then do a capital R H O D E space island I S L A N D. A small town in Rhode Island covered in snow. So covered, C-O-V-E-R-E, covered space in space snow. Period. So the story took place in a small town in Rhode Island covered in snow. Make sure you have that sentence all done. Pause if you need to. And then we're going to go ahead and start drawing our picture. And I think that I'm going to scoot this over so that you can see the cover of this story gives us a really good idea of what the setting is. So we're going to try and draw a simpler version of the cover. So you can start with drawing a couple houses or buildings lining the street. And I left this rectangle here for the door. And make sure that you don't cover the roofs color the roofs in because the roofs are covered in snow and snow is white. So there's one brown house. We can do a little blue house. Again, make sure that you leave the roofs white because all of these homes are covered in snow from the blizzard. The next thing that we can do is to show that it's covered in snow. They did a street lamp right here. And you're only going to show a little bit of the pole because you want to make sure that it looks like it's buried. Up next, we're going to draw the little boy standing there. It looks to me like because of the snow, we can draw our snow line. You can't really see his feet because they're a little bit under the snow. So we're going to go ahead and go straight into drawing the tops of his boots up into his pants. Give him that line right there to show where his snow boots are. We can color in his pants as well. In this picture, he is wearing his green jacket, and he has his hands up in the air. And because it's so cold, we're not going to put his fingers that we see. Because it's so cold, the little boy is wearing his red mittens. So you're just going to go ahead and draw a thumb and then around a mitten for all of his fingers. And these mittens are really cute. They have stripes on them, so if you want to go ahead and add a couple stripes, that's really good. Then you also cannot see his head in this picture because he is wearing a snow beanie. You can go ahead and draw this beanie with the ball on top. And it's like this boy is looking out into the snow saying, "Look at all this snow." We can go ahead and add some snowflakes falling down. so that we know that there's snow everywhere. And normally snowflakes are white, but so we can see them, you can make them black or gray. All right. And I know this picture still has a lot of white in it, boys and girls, but because a majority of the picture is covered in snow, and snow is white, it's okay to leave some of this picture left white. So go ahead and finish up this picture, and then we will move on to what happened in the beginning of the story. All right, boys and girls, the next thing we're going to work on is the beginning of our story. And in the beginning of the story, the boy tells us how it snowed and snowed and snowed. So for the beginning of our right from the beginning, we're going to write it. Make sure that I is capital, space, snowed. $40. And I don't think that's going to fit, so I'm going to bring it down. Inches. In 2. This is the number 2, so it's TWO. Days. That's a lot of snow. In the back of the story, they tell us that that's as tall as 4 books. And there was one picture from the story that I thought showed a really good job of how much it snowed. So for this picture, we're not going to need a lot of colors. We're just going to start with our red, our black, and our white. And one way we can show that much snow is by drawing the stop sign covered in snow, because that gives you an idea that the snow is as tall as a stop sign. So for the stop sign, we're not going to draw all of it because some of it's covered in snow. But in about the middle of your paper, draw a straight line across, and then a diagonal line and a diagonal line. And then 2 lines down. This is about half of a octagon, a shape with 8 sides. And inside this stop sign, we're going to write the word stop in black letters. S-T-O-P. And notice how I did not connect it on the bottom. I didn't connect it on purpose because we're going to cover all this in with snow. And sometimes if we can't color in white to do snow, you can do very light blue lines. So we're going to do a very light blue line and kind of just color it in very lightly. I don't want to color this in dark. I almost just want to shade a tiny bit in. And then we can come in and give a bunch of snowflakes. And I actually think the snowflakes look better in black. So I'm going to do black snowflakes. And you can even put some snowflakes on top of the stop sign, because that top of that stop sign was covered in snow too. So leave the top covered, or leave the top white for snow, and then color in a little bit over the words stop. Color that in red. And then add a bunch more snowflakes everywhere. This is a lot of snow. If it was 40 inches deep, then it was probably as tall as a car. So there's no way they could drive anywhere if their whole car was covered in snow. That was a pretty easy picture, so hopefully you can do it kind of quick, and then we'll move on to what was the problem in this story. All right, next we are going to move on to the problem of the story. And in this story, you see that the family started to run out of groceries. They didn't have any milk or bread or eggs left to feed them. So what happened is the boy had to travel to the store because he was the only one that knew the Arctic Survival Guide. So we're going to go ahead and write, the boy traveled in the blizzard to get groceries. Let's start our sentence with a capital. The finger space boy traveled. That's a long word. I will spell it for you. Traveled. The boy traveled in the blizzard. BLIZZARD, blizzard, to get groceries. And one of the things that I really liked about this story was the double fold-out page where we saw the map of the town and all the places the boy went. So we're going to go ahead and just start drawing different buildings around the town or different houses around the town. So I'm going to start with drawing a house, a brown house. There was also looks like a bigger red school. So you can draw a big school up at the top. And remember to leave the tops of the roof white because they're covered in snow. There was a blue house. We can draw part of a black building over here. And for this black building, I'm only drawing part of it because I don't have room to draw the whole building, but I still want to make sure that whoever is looking at this knows, oh, there was more in the town than just what we saw. And then to draw the boy traveling all across town, we can just do little oval-shaped footprints that show him walking all around the town. And don't connect all the way back up into the corner, because in this corner, we're going to draw his sled and his rope so that the reader can see that the boy is still traveling. So to do a sled, you draw a big oval shape, and you can put 2 lines on it and color that in. And you can draw the rope, and then you can give it 2 red lines on this side so that it looks like it's traveling in the snow. And once again, if you want to go ahead and do light black snowflakes, you can add some snowflakes. All right. give you a second to finish that up, or pause if you need to. The last part of the story that we're going to focus on is the solution. And the solution is talking about the end of the story. And in the end of the story, snowplows came and cleared the road. They survived the blizzard. So our first sentence is going to say snowplows. Snow plows. P. That is one word. Snowplows is one word. And if you haven't ever heard of a snowplow, that is a big car that comes and moves all the snow. Snowplows came and they survived the blizzard. Pause if you need a second to finish up this sentence. And in this picture, we're going to get our, we're going to start with our blue to draw the roof of the house. And then you can go ahead and draw down the house. And you can show their door. And remember, everything's covered in snow, so I'm not drawing all the way down. You can do their chimney in red. And if you want to draw some black smoke coming out of the chimney, that shows that they have a fire going to keep warm. And then you can go ahead and color the house blue. But remember, we're not coloring the entire roof because there's snow on it. And actually, I'm very sorry, but part of the roof is brown. So let's color part of the roof brown. And that kind of just makes it look like there's snow on it. And then in the end of the story, they're riding down the hill to their house on a sled. And one thing that I liked about the story is in the background you can see the branches of a winter tree sticking up, but the snow is packed so high you can't see anything else other than the branches of this tree sticking out on top. Draw their path on the sled. And if you add snowflakes. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and draw the little boy riding down on the sled. So we can start with his red beanie. And then finish his face off, so give him a round face. And if they survived, he's happy, so make sure he's smiling. I'm going to go ahead and change that to a black smile. And you can color his face in a black smile, and he had blue eyes. I'm sorry, guys. And then out from that, we're going to go straight into drawing his jacket with his hands up in the air because he's sledding. It doesn't look like he has a neck, and we're not drawing one on purpose because he's in a big poofy snow jacket, and it was hiding his neck. Then you can give him his gloves with the stripes. You can give him some pants with some boots. And then underneath him, you can go ahead and draw that sled that he's sitting on with the red handles so that it looks like he is sliding down in the snow, all happy because they survived the terrible blizzard. You guys can take a minute to finish up this story. I hope that you enjoyed reading and doing a writing on the blizzard as much as we enjoyed reading it.